1, 2, and then I'm going to turn off my camera. I'm going to disappear.
Oh, no.
And then now you should see half of my head and all of Phil. We're actually going to be talking about Zoom, so please hold. I don't know what I just did. Hold on. There was a
And I'm looking for something while we do all this too. Where did it go? Oh, here we go. Go over there.
Okay, good. It's showing all the stuff. Perfect. Okay.
All right, there it is.
That's it. Okay. So then let me go ahead and make this smaller. So you're going to move down.
Look, we got a like on Zoom. I mean, we got a like in YouTube already.
Yay!
I wonder who did that. Should I use one of my other accounts to do the same thing?
Always.
It's like, how many likes can I give myself? Ooh, look, I'm moving around. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. I shouldn't watch that while I'm doing that.
So yeah, so we're doing something absolutely new today. We're going to be talking about Zoom. So I am hoping that this will work. So which it should.
We'll see.
But how are you, Phil?
I'm good. I'm watching our live stream on Zoom on YouTube, and it is so far behind reality. It's hilarious. Like way behind. Not like 5 seconds behind. We're talking like half a minute to a minute behind.
Meh.
Yeah, I think it's about a minute behind. That is hilarious. Oh well. So much for real streaming.
It's still live. It's just a minute behind. Give it time.
Yeah. It's live-ish. Well, I know that they have their own like bots and stuff, and of course now it just froze. That's hilarious. Like, or maybe is that my internet? Let me see if it's. Hold on.
I also have like
1 second. Let me make sure it's not. Yeah, things are like not running right. Let me make sure my internet is running okay. Quick speed test.
Check.
Just make sure my fiber is going right. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh
no, it's going fine. Everything's good.
Everything is good? Good.
I think there might be something going on with Zoom.
Oh.
Speaking of Zoom, one of the things, since we're talking about Zoom today, is that Zoom can do this. Their servers can do this to you. Now, something so I don't forget, Zoom has this really cool feature that's totally useless. I hate to say it that way, but it is true. It's in the settings, and it's called statistics. Now, those statistics show you your bandwidth and the other person's bandwidth, and I think that's pretty accurate. That's the one part that's pretty accurate. Then if you go into its audio or video statistics, it gives you a latency. Now, I know for a fact that the latency is wrong pretty much all the time, unfortunately. And I know that from having students where we actually count the latency because it gets to be kind of funny. And we have our ways of like, say I'll hit a note and we'll figure out how long it takes for him to respond and say that I hit the note, and then we just cut that number in half and we say that's our latency. And so the fun thing there is it'll say 150 millisecond latency and we're counting 8 seconds. Those two numbers don't go together. So unfortunately it's never worked, but it's kind of a nice little feature to look at. And the reason I like it is if you notice you are in a lesson or you're teaching someone and you're like, notice that all of a sudden one of you is kind of like getting super, super glitchy or their voice is going in and out. If you go into that statistics and look at the bandwidth, if one of your bandwidths says like 80 kilobits per second, then it's whoever is the one that it says that for. So like if you're the teacher and your student says, it can't be my internet, you go in there and it says that their bandwidth is 100 and yours is 1500, it's them. Or if yours says 100 and theirs says 2000, it's you.
Yeah.
And it can happen either way. It doesn't matter how good your internet is. It can happen to anyone. So something to think about, to look at. Always look at that. Only look at the overall, ignore the audio and video setting part of that, because it really doesn't.
You went
It's not
like
accurate.
straight to it, dude.
Yeah.
Holy
It's
smokes.
just not accurate. It's like, yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. There's so much good stuff that nobody
Sorry,
knows
I
exists.
was
Like,
literally not like expecting for like going, okay, and in.
yeah, I'm gonna go into it and pick the one thing that has been there since I even started paying for the Zoom Pro years ago. Because we have all these new
Worth it, by the
features.
way, if you are a teacher.
Yeah, and we have all these great new features, but then there's all these great old features that people don't even realize how useful that they can be to figure out where the issue is. Now, if you go in there and it's glitchy and you both have good bandwidth and it says you don't, and you both speed test your bandwidth, the best way to fix it, and I have done this before, and it's hard to convince the other side to do this, is log out of Zoom. Hit end call. Both sides hit end call.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rejoin.
Do it.
It changes the server that Zoom is using. One problem with Zoom is it is not peer-to-peer. It is you to some server somewhere to the other person and back.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's flawless.
So as you guys can see, you know, like the whole thing for today and what we're going to be communicating about is really to how to enhance your online teaching or your online class when using specifically the Zoom platform. And if you are taking whether, you know, a college class and you are the professor or the student, please take all these tips into account. All right, we're going to be breaking down, as you can see, Zoom tips and Zoom tricks. So you literally know how to benefit this and enhance your learning without checking your Facebook or TikTok or whatever distracting app or platform you guys use. Because there are
Whatever.
ways, trust me, teachers know. We know.
And it is getting more advanced. Just know that as you're using AI to help you, AI is advancing and will eventually help those teachers track your eye movements. You think,
We're actually
wow,
going
that
to
seems
be
a little
talking about
crazy.
that.
Already doing that.
It's
It's starting to get there. And yeah, and it'll track it to say, hey, we're pretty sure this person was playing a video game, or this person was reading a book, or this person was only on TikTok the entire time.
Yeah. So today we are going to be talking about breakout rooms, whiteboards, polls, things that you guys may be missing out when it comes to engaging students online. And then also small group learning just done right. So Phil, you did
And everything about Zoom.
Yes. Yes.
Most of you don't know that sound because you don't make calls in Zoom, but that is the Zoom phone call.
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
I already forgot where the notes are for Skype. I need to remind myself since it no longer exists. It's just fun to,
I thought it
have
still
that one in my
existed.
head. Well, I don't know. They're dumping it.
I think it still exists.
Oh, did they undump it?
I
Did Microsoft undump it?
I
Well,
don't
Skype
know.
is going bye-bye. Skype is going bye-bye very soon.
Skype
Let's
is
see.
going bye-bye. Okay. When
Is Skype going away?
shut
May 5th.
down?
I'm wrong. May 5th is the day. So everybody on May 4th,
May 5th.
everybody make a Skype call just for
Oh,
fun.
May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Yes, exactly. Perfect. Star Wars Day, make a Skype call. You know what? The last time I used Skype was a couple years ago. My uncle died, and I needed to call someone in England, and I was just like, I didn't even think to use like try to use WhatsApp. So I was just like, I paid Microsoft so that I could make a phone call because to call England through Skype, and I didn't realize that my cell phone company doesn't charge me to call England at all now. I had no idea. I didn't even bother to look it up. I just assumed it was going to be like $5 a minute. So I paid for like it's 1 cent a minute through Skype to call. So I just made a phone call through that. So that was the last time it was useful to me.
I stopped using Skype at least
When you were a
decade
teenager.
ago.
Oh.
At least.
Yeah, that's me too. It's like that's what I mean. I only used it. That was the last time I used it. Before that was probably 10 years,
Yeah, because
8 to 10 years.
Zoom started like getting like popular in like 2000, what, 10, 11-ish.
Yeah.
And I remember that I couldn't use so at that time I had a client in Dubai, and and Zoom did not work at that time. So really the
Yeah.
only platform that I could have used was Skype. And I think that is
Yeah.
the last time I've ever used it. Ever since then,
Did you know that Zoom didn't even exist until 2013?
okay, so 2013 then.
So it's
It
only a
was early
12 year and 2 month old program, not even.
It's a
Almost
preteen.
exactly 12 months and 2 years. I mean, 12 years and 2 months. Yeah. It's not even a teenager yet.
It's a preteen.
January 25th of next year. That's amazing. I thought it was a little bit older than that.
Sorry, I am dog
So
sitting.
th- there are other things in Zoom. I know Rosita mentioned some things and I want to talk about some things as well. Like one of the most important things for musicians that we'll talk about today. And I'll even attempt to show my phone to show people how to fix audio issues, since Zoom is the best and the worst at the same time for audio. The best because it is the best, the worst because it's hard to deal with. There's the puppy again.
This is a different puppy. This is my puppy.
Oh, it's another puppy. That's your puppy. Yeah. I was like, that puppy looks like your puppy.
The other one is the one I'm dog sitting right now.
Ah,
That was a
I see.
beagle. They were trying to like jump on me, so I was like, fine.
Next dog.
I didn't mean to drop you. You okay? I did not put that online. Okay. All right, not being distracted. But so one of the biggest things, if you don't mind,
Go ahead.
so as you know, like well, outside tutoring, I also develop programs, right? Like training programs. So one of the things, especially just like in regular meetings, is utilizing breakout rooms. And I can pre-assign, say, students or clients before class starts. And by doing that, and this is why I did a window capture through OBS so you guys can see what I'm doing on the Zoom screen. So that's why we're just teeny little people right now. So if you go to breakout rooms.
Now, I want to let you know that on YouTube, it's just two tiny pictures of you and I.
Okay, no,
There's
Lily,
nothing
did
more
you have to
showing.
bring the squeaker? Sorry. Please hold. I am trying to get to YouTube so I can see us.
And I'm only looking at it through YouTube. I don't want to like pull up like 5 different windows of things to see what's happening on the others. So I just checked out.
No, not you. I'm talking to that. Okay, yeah. It's fine. That's actually what
Okay.
I was kind of hoping that would look like. So we
Okay,
are
good.
good. We are good.
Okay, good. Just making sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I see that it is the Zoom screen. I get it now. Okay, I get
Yeah.
it. You're
So you
doing
can
that
see
way.
like yeah.
Yeah.
So
When you moved the cursor, then I saw that it was the Zoom screen. I didn't even see in the top corner the original sound thing.
so you're gonna get this thing's called recreate. Create, and then you can choose by using the drop arrow. Um, I'm hoping that you guys can see this. And you can choose how many number of breakout rooms that you want. So let's say that you have guests, right? Or if you have, so an instance, with the Palisades, so I've been working with them. So we have some tutors for math. So those are teaching, say, like geometry. The other break room is for algebra. So those students will go to that particular class, but it's still within the same call. And you can name them accordingly. And you can assign automatically, you can assign manually, or you can let participants choose the room. And then all you have to do is, as I know you can't see it right now, Phil, via the Zoom, but you might have to see it from
Yeah, I'm
this
looking over
platform.
on YouTube
But
what you're showing.
you can name the room, and then you click up open all rooms. And then if you need to add rooms, you absolutely could. So that's like one of the benefits of using the break rooms. And also, I've known tutors to use a break room as a timeout room or as a study room. So when a student gets like overwhelmed, there's like a lot of distraction. So for those that have like, say, neurodevelopmental disorders, sometimes the online can be a little bit too much for them. So there's like a room that they can go to, just like how we have our own space in a classroom if you're an in-person teacher.
Hmm.
So
Cool.
yeah, do you use the break room at all, Phil?
Never.
Never.
Because I don't teach group classes through Zoom ever. I
True.
have never ever taught a group class. So they are not useful for individual lessons. 'Cause, I mean, what
No,
would you use it for?
they're
You're
not
already
useful
in
for
a
individual lessons. No.
no, you're already in a break room. It basically just is. That's all you are is a break room. So no, I have not used them for that. I can see it being potentially useful. Most of the classes that I've ever taught, I mean, try not to teach a class that has too many people in it. I like classes that are 10 or less
Mm-mm-mm.
generally. So and it could potentially be useful, but I mean, in such a small class, it doesn't have as many useful use. It doesn't. It's not as useful, but it is a great tool to have built into this.
Yeah,
I do like that.
it it really is, especially like I had a moment. Like it's like having multiple mini classrooms
Hmm.
inside one Zoom session. And a cool
Yeah.
thing too is that, let's say, when for those that do teach a group lesson and you want to do a group activity, and you don't want those students to
Hmm.
hear each other, and you're not getting bombarded by, students go yapping and trying to message each other, and it's a disaster. These break rooms can be held
Hmm.
for like those group activities, so they can chat, talk among each other without it literally blowing up in your face. And it
Yeah.
avoids confusion. It's more organized. You still can upload things within the break room as well. So,
Yeah.
oh, and
Now, I want to say something on that. If you are a student and you are blowing up the chat, and the teacher's like, please stop blowing up the chat.
please
If
stop.
you are trying to talk to one person, you are able to choose that person to chat to, and only that person, including the teacher, will not see it. Only that person will see that chat. So that is something to keep in mind. So
Yeah,
if you're just, you can DM people.
there's a blue thing when you click the chat, and then you'll see a down
Hmm.
arrow, and then it'll say meeting group chat, and then it'll have all of the participants inside that chat, as you guys can
Yeah.
see. So if I wanted, well, granted, Phil is the only person here, but
Yeah,
let's
it's just
say
two of
that
us.
there's like 10 other people. I will just, click his name, and then I will write, "Hi, this class is bomb," in the best
And
way.
then
But
and
no
then
one can
I
see that in the meeting group chat.
see nobody watching. Like, no, if you were in this Zoom meeting with us, you wouldn't be able to see what we just did, what we just wrote. You can
Exactly.
only see it because, of course, you're seeing Rosita's screen.
Yes. And then what? Okay, and then let's see what else. What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, also you can set a timer so students know how long they have. I
Oh, cool.
forgot how to
Hmm.
do that. I haven't used that option in a while.
I haven't
Um,
used that option.
but you can. Um, because right
Oh,
now I'm
there's a
dealing with
timer
adults.
app.
So online. Um,
Yeah, I guess there's a timer app in here that um that would have to
there's
be
a
added.
no, it's specifically a timer for the breakout rooms.
Oh, okay.
So when you go, oh, okay, now I remember. Okay. I can't do it now because I do not have a breakout room set. Actually, I wonder. Give me a second. Let me do
Mm-hmm.
this. I'm going to assign Philip to room one, and then let's hope that works. And then I click join. Join room one. You guys are not going to see me, maybe. We'll soon find out. Okay. And
And there we are.
then I go to
You set a ten
um
second timer.
no, there's supposed to be options or like more. I don't want docs. Mother of macaronis. Um okay, hold on.
Hmm.
I okay, I'm going to leave the room. Leave breakout room. Returning to main session. Go back to the main session, Phil. All right. I will have to think of this, but it was options or setting no set or settings, and then you select a countdown timer. It should say timer on it, and then you're able to choose the duration of time. It's really helpful, especially because time management is so important, not just in classroom environments, but also in
Mm-hmm. I'm
online
thinking of a way that
environments as
a
well.
musician could use that if they're teaching, say, um, a choir. I don't know, whatever, online, which is like that's just disastrous in my brain to begin with, because I know that teachers did it through COVID, and I'm like, you can't teach choir through online, and I just like you really
Technically,
can't because they can't sing together.
mm,
Even though I know people did it and teachers did it and said, yeah, it worked fine. I'm like, no, it didn't. You just think it did.
it's you were able to sing and hear everyone, but it wasn't
Ish.
as you know.
Well, in Zoom, you actually can't because some people won't be heard at all. Some people will be glitchy and some people will be heard. And then some people have really bad internet. So their latency is like 10 seconds. And so all of that means that that choir will be like a, I don't know, it might as well just be Schoenberg at that point.
Mm,
Now, but the thing that can be useful, let's say you're doing that, you do a break room. So let's say there's a student in class that's say really good at whatever the part is that you're trying to learn. If you know you can trust that student to help the other students, like I was in orchestra in high school, and we would do that all the time. So the violas would go out into a room by ourselves and practice our part. And one of us, like usually the first chair viola player, which was me, would help everybody else learn their part. And a similar kind of thing you can do also. And now we have a whiteboard.
Yes, we do. I actually do use this a lot. And there's also a lot of tools that I actually don't use, but there's a lot you can. There's a lot of integrations. So I use this like so when doing with project management, I use this a lot because it's I can integrate this with Asana or Jira, depending on the company that uses that. Unfortunately, Notion is not one of them yet. But everyone can participate. It's a wonderful visual thing to keep everyone engaged. And are you having fun?
Yeah, well, you said everyone can participate.
So I can also put all eyes on me. And then also like there are more tools like laser, comment panel, presentation, private mode. My favorite, here's the timer that I was telling you guys about. You can also use this for like your meetings or for like any like language activity, singing activity. Also, you can click on the student and then kick
And
him out.
deny them access.
Yes, you could.
What do that
But you
button
can
do?
add the timer. There's so many things. If you click more tools, I don't know if you guys can see this, but you will see the participants that are able to access the whiteboard. Let me close this off.
All I know
Honestly-
is on YouTube, somehow we are just like totally frozen.
We are no.
Yes, unfortunately. It's been frozen for a few minutes and I thought it was just me, so I just refreshed and nothing. It says we're still alive, but it's nothing.
Okay, well I'm not. I'm
Oh, you know
invisible to
what?
YouTube.
The audio is not, because I just unmuted and I can still hear us. The video is locked in YouTube, and I refreshed, so well, hopefully it'll be okay in the replay, since I'm the only
Hold
one in
on.
there anyway.
No, I am invisible, but it should show. Oh, because you can't see the whiteboard. Give me a second here.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's all it is. I see. Nobody gets to see my beautiful picture that I made?
He is drawing a picture, guys.
Yes.
There you guys go.
Isn't it the best? I'm a musician, not an artist, so just there.
I don't know.
Like,
what
you can do
say
better
at
than
this
that?
point.
No, I absolutely can't.
So, anywho,
It's not with a touch on.
you can put this in presentation mode. There's a comment panel. If you're doing a presentation, you could add a little. Oh, I took out your eyeball.
Oh,
Laser.
no. Cross-eyed now. Okay, that's all right.
A timer that you can also use. And also you can upload things and also upload tables and charts. It's a great interactive way just to have your students just have that interaction. One of the biggest hurdles that we have when it comes to online teaching is having and maintaining the interaction that we do miss in an in-person learning environment.
Yeah.
I can't do the photo. I can't do the drawing.
I know. It's too
It was
good.
so
You can't
gorgeous.
stand it. It was so good you can't stand. You can't just keep looking at it.
Exactly.
So yeah. So on that note, with whiteboards, I know this is all a thing all about Zoom, but as a musician, the Zoom whiteboard is just about as useful as something I hate. I don't know. It's pretty much like, I don't know. It's useful, and it's useful for me to go, hey, let's draw a picture that I can't use as a music teacher. That's pretty much it.
Fair enough.
But
I do use it though.
so no, but there are. Here's the thing. I also use Rock Out Loud. So if I have a student where I really need to use a whiteboard, now Rock Out Loud is a musician version of Zoom, basically. And if anyone wants it, let me know. DM me. I can send you a link to getting it. It's $10 a month, so $120 a year. So a little bit less than Zoom. I pay for both. Its whiteboard has musician things integrated into it, like staffs, clefs, notes that you can move around. So like theory-based stuff. And they also ask you when you sign up, what do you teach? Do you teach singing? Do you teach piano? Do you teach trumpet? Whatever. So that they give you tools to help you with that specific instrument. If you teach multiple instruments, they charge a little bit more so that you can use the tools for whatever instrument you're teaching like that day. But it's not much more. So it's actually pretty cool. So that's one way it can be useful. Not that I think whiteboards are great to a point, but for a musician
that you are teaching online.
Yeah.
So like if you're teaching an instrument, you're not going to use it as much in comparison, say like teaching a language or math or like anything else. Really, when I taught people how to sing, I would use the whiteboard only to teach the music theory of it, because every singer must know at least the fundamentals of music theory. That's fact. Not
they should.
debatable.
And that's why I just do lots of share screens with theory with my singers, because I just can't stand using the Zoom whiteboard for that. It's just harder for me to use it. And I have other tools that I use for that instead. Yeah. But it can work.
It can work.
Not that it can't.
And also, so it's like, we also, again, going back into that interaction and the engaging, we don't want to teach at our students, right? In an online environment. We want to make the class immersive within the subject that you are teaching and or coaching. And so that's why even when you shared screens on Zoom, unless if it's a Chromebook, you can annotate. Yeah. So you can write on the screen that the host or that whatever person is sharing.
Yeah. And so as a musician, there's one thing I don't want to forget about this. And Rosita knows about this one too, because I see you have your thing at the top that says original sound for musicians. It's either on or it's off. What does off mean? Off. So on means you can hear me play my piano. Off means that you might not. It might be something in between. With me, it sounds like this.
Not.
Yeah. And I've had some students where when they play, I see their fingers go down and I hear absolutely nothing. Now, occasionally, if you're a teacher, you may go through this process of turning original sound on and you still don't hear your student. At that point, I did find a workaround with a student recently, thankfully. What they did was, if they have earbuds, Bluetooth earbuds, you have to connect those to that computer, because that computer is already set up to block all sound but the human speaking voice, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. And this is... Now, you would think this would be more Apple's, because it was Apple computers at first. Now it's more new Microsoft computers, unfortunately. And oddly, mostly Lenovo's, which was kind of bugging me. But I don't know if it's specifically them or not doing it. So there are workarounds. Now, there are two parts to this. One is on a computer. So Rosita already has hers set up. But on a computer, you would go down in the bottom, audio. blah, blah, blah,
Audio.
audio settings.
Audio
You go into the
settings.
audio
Let
settings
me
and you just
update.
tell it. Yeah, she'll show you
Give me
since you've
a
got yours already in there.
moment, please. I don't know. It's gonna show.
Although it
It's not
won't
gonna
show
show
that,
it.
you know what? Even though you're sharing Zoom, it won't share that window.
Yeah, it will not share that window. Exactly.
That's
Wait,
it's
wait,
a,
wait,
it's a
wait.
security
Haha!
thing.
Haha! I found a way.
But you can make it. But you
No,
can make
look
it
at
share
YouTube,
it. Yeah.
dude.
And well, it's gonna be like 2 or 3 minutes before I'll see it. So
Oh, true.
just kidding. Okay, you're all. Yo, wait, no, it's catching up. It's only like 30 seconds behind now. What? Okay. Anyway, you go into those audio settings, and in there you'll see audio profile, and you just have to make sure it says original sound for musicians as the option. And then my suggestion is do high fidelity music and echo cancellation. Echo cancellation is the most important of the things you can check. If that is not checked by your student, you will hear your voice throughout the entire lesson. And nobody wants to hear themselves talking or singing or playing back at themselves a half a second after.
Yeah.
I've had to go through lessons with that because I can't get the student to understand checking the echo cancellation thing. And even if you're wearing headphones, it doesn't matter. It still does it. So there's that. And then once you've gotten that done, the stereo audio and live performance, I've tried the live performance. It's like,
Really.
It's really the same thing, and I've found that just regular original sound for musicians seems to work better for most people because of bandwidth issues. That's really all it is. It even tells you it's for multiple instruments. That's kind of why. And the stereo audio, I would not check it because that uses more bandwidth also.
Yeah. And this is the settings whenever whenever I'm singing or when I have an old client that's asking me to, teach them how to sing, these are the settings that I personally use. Because especially when singing higher notes, it will cut off.
Yeah.
And it's very important if you are the student. This is an option. This is an audio setting that you would want to do so your vocal teacher or a music teacher can hear you play or sing the higher part of your instrument.
Yeah. And at that point it's also not blocking dynamic range either. The other thing, speaking of that, not blocking dynamic range, that's another setting in audio, which reminded me, I'm glad you're still in there. It's the underneath the microphone where it says automatically adjust microphone volume. Uncheck that if you're teaching an instrument.
Wait, what?
If you are not teaching an instrument, go ahead and check it because then, it's great. It'll help make sure that the student can hear you all the time. But you don't want that checked.
And then also too, let's say that you're using a Bluetooth headphone set, right? That has microphone and hopefully you're not taking a singing lesson in a public place.
Hopefully not.
Charlie, enough. Beagle. The beagle is
It's
very
okay.
protective.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
It's not that loud on this end.
Okay.
It's okay.
Audio settings.
Yeah.
Now I lost my train of thought. Can you guys excuse me for 1 second? I need to yell.
Sure.
Charlie, enough!
She needs to yell for a minute. She's yelling at them in different languages.
No, just one.
Yes.
Charlie, get over here, sir. Sit. Sit down. Butt down.
So you all see that while Rosita still has the audio settings up, and you don't see us, you just see her audio settings.
Yeah.
There are other options in here. There's an advanced button. You will never need the advanced button. It does have other things in there if you really want to check stuff out and go right ahead. It's you can the echo cancellation, you can modify it from auto to low or high. Like if there's a lot of echoing going on, you can change it to high, but if you're trying to get the other side to do that, it's not going to be so easy to get them to understand that part of it. All of this used to be under advanced. It's okay. And then, of course, you have all these other settings. for the most part, just ignore most of the other settings. You don't really need to touch a whole lot of these. Um, Not really necessary
Just one
to
thing
do much with them.
before I was interrupted by the dog, is that if let's say that you're taking a language class at a coffee shop, which is cool by the way. You don't if you're taking a non-music class, you guys can, take a class at a coffee shop, at a hotel, or anything like that. Oh, granted, I've done music lessons in hotels before. Just don't do it in the UK. Someone will knock on your door at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sorry.
Yeah.
Lost my train of thought. You can increase your input volume if like they're having trouble hearing you because of the noisiness, and you have that automatic to
Yeah.
clear out the background noise. Just increase your input volume, and that will help.
Or check the box that says automatically adjust. Then you can't adjust it then, and then it'll automatically adjust for you. And one other thing, so after you've done this, because I have a student who's a doctor, and he's like, but I'm in a lot of Zoom meetings, and I can't have this be on all the time. I'm like, well, good news is it's not on when you join. You have to turn it on every time. That doesn't mean you have to go into the settings. So you see on the screen over in the top right, it says original sound for musicians. It just needs to say on. When you first get into Zoom, it will say off every single time. You just have to click that one button. Now, if you are on a phone, this is different. So I want to real quick.
Go for it. Oh, let me allow
As
you
best I
permission.
can.
I need to give you permission.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't have to do anything.
Okay.
I'm not
My
doing
kitties.
this. There's my cats. I did this so you can see my cats. Oh no, you know my fingerprints. Just kidding. Okay, this is not going to be super. This is going to be a little blurry, but that's a good thing because you don't need to see all my students' names. So now this is the main screen that Zoom gives.
Can you turn it a little bit,
man.
or fix the brightness of the phone so the viewers can see it better?
Yeah, let me do that. And just turn it down. Let me see if that'll show up better. Yeah, there we go.
That's slightly better.
It should work better. Okay. So this is the main screen. Right now I'm already in a Zoom meeting, obviously, so it says I am. So down here it'll say more. There's more settings. And so in here, it used to be in the meeting settings. And of course, they moved it to audio, which I wonder why they would move audio settings to audio. So you click on audio settings, and it's in here. So right now, mine is set to auto noise suppression. I don't want that. I want to do original sound. You click there, and that's it. Then you go into your meeting. Now, when you're in the meeting, which I can't do in this because I'm already in a meeting, unfortunately. Once you are in the meeting, then you find those three dots on the screen again and find turn on original sound. You do have to do it every single meeting though.
Yeah. So honestly, I'm just going to list out some features that Zoom can have that benefits both the teachers and the students. A la gran puchica, hasta patojo, pero tan guapito. Okay. Sorry, there's no subtitles. Actually, I lied. Zoom. Let's say that you're teaching an international crowd. You can have live captions. This is helpful for students, not only for those that speak other languages, they can translate into like their native language.
Does it translate automatically though? Because it
does
didn't.
its
Because I
best.
tried it and it didn't.
It
Oh,
does
because when
its
I
best.
tried it, I found out that it wasn't doing that. But that was over a year ago. It wasn't. It was. We thought it was, but then. Like I had a Chinese student and they turned it to Chinese and she's like, it's not showing anything you're saying. It's just gibberish.
Yeah, it's been a work in process. It is improved. And also it can be multilingual now. Like meaning like, so if I'm teaching Spanish and English, it will catch those Spanish words. Is it perfect right now? No, but it has improved. So we talked about the breakout rooms, which is honestly my favorite thing about Zoom. Whiteboards. I love both the new and the classic, but with the new, yes, there are more integrations. The
Sorry.
children. Screen sharing, which is going to be essential for teachers presenting slides, which honestly, guys, please use Canva, not Google Slides. Documents, websites, and also it helps for students to give their presentations, and you guys can annotate on shared screens, which with annotations, this enables teachers and students to mark, highlight, draw over shared content, show the teacher, you know, where you're having issues with, so the teacher can understand you. Reactions supposed to happen.
Yeah. So
Um,
I got to say something about the language translation. It doesn't.
it does for
It
me.
doesn't even try. It doesn't. I'm doing it right now, and everything you said, it was showing it in English. And when it did show Spanish, I was like, I don't know a lot of Spanish, but I know it's not working.
That is so weird.
Oh, it says confirm the speaking language. See, but you can't. There is an option to translate. It's asking about speaking language for the closed captioning, not translating language.
No, are you doing transcript or captions?
Well, it was captions, but no, yeah, I was doing captioning. But the captioning is just for one language. It's just for whatever language you're speaking.
Okay,
It doesn't have. It doesn't. It's not a translator.
Well, I'm gonna put the caption language in Spanish.
I already did that. I've done that. I've got Spanish on there, and every now and then it'll show a Spanish phrase, but most of the time, like right now, it says his. It's like every now and then it will show something in Spanish,
Like I said,
because it's
a
something
process.
similar sounding. So it's. I don't think it's trying to do that at all. Face ID. I didn't say Face ID. See, not even close. And then, what is that? That's a mix of French and Spanish. Oh my God, what is it doing?
So it's working for me, so I don't know.
No, and then it just thought I said CC, no, yes, yes, no. I'm like, no, I didn't say any. I didn't say yes even once or no even once. It's totally off. It's yeah, it's never worked for me. It's never done
Oh, I see the
anything
French.
translating. Yeah, it was weird.
Oh,
See, and when you said, "Oh, I see the French," it showed it in English. It shows everything in English. Everything I'm saying is showing in English, even though I set the language. Oh no, it switched it back to English on me. Okay, let me do Spanish, because I did that. Okay, Spanish. Set
Okay,
it
we're
to
getting this
Spanish. But it's something to play with. I don't
me
think
gusta.
it actually works. Yeah, I did not say. Yeah, no.
No, you did not say bueno. No de nada es bueno. Okay. All right. So, anyways, there's live transcriptions
Yeah.
and captions, 50-50 if it works. But it has improved since last year. The chat box, honestly, it's used for real-time text-based discussions, sharing links, asking questions without disrupting the class. So if you want to ask a teacher directly to the teacher, make sure you click on your teacher's name or the host's name. Also, guys, polls and quizzes. Dude. So whenever, like, say I'm teaching vocabulary for an example, I can say, all right, guys, what do you guys think this word means? And I went over like 5 words. They will click on their answer, and then we see who was right. Also, there's the recording feature, which allows teachers to save lessons for students to review later, which can be useful for those that say if you were in a group class but you were absent, or if there's any revisions, you'll get that too. I also love the docs, like the meetings, so you can share it with everyone. And one that I've been using a lot, actually, is the AI companion. Do you have to do you need to check it? Yes, absolutely. But what I love about it is that, okay, I'm going to stop it. Stop. Just stop. Thank you. what I do like about it because it shows the action plan. So if I communicate a homework or a task that they need to do, it's there. And they can use those notes that were generated as lesson notes.
Yeah.
¿Qué más? Oh, also, but I don't really use this as much, the remote control feature.
Yeah, I've never used it. And
So,
one thing about the AI companion, like if you are the host can do all of these things like natively, but some of the things like recording or AI companion have to have the host to approve,
yeah. Yeah.
kind of thing.
The remote control feature, sometimes I will do that with my students. Let's say that it's, or clients, if it's not working and they're unable to use it on their end, then I'll give them access. But make sure you trust that student. Okay? And then for the AI components, as I mentioned, AI companion, there's the AI powered live transcription and translation. So with the translations, I mentioned it is getting better. But it does help non-native speakers understand lectures better with the translated captions, or as it should. It also allows students to search for specific words in transcripts instead of, say, rewatching the whole entire class. So that's why it's like I rarely had an issue with it.
Yeah.
So
Something I was thinking about, and that's important for teachers as well. This made me think of this is being able to enable or disable things that students can do. A couple things, like the real simple thing, like my wife was on a Zoom call that had a bunch of people on it. And some people, the person that was hosting it didn't really know how to use Zoom very well or at all. So she kept having to ask people, could you please mute yourself? Everyone, please mute yourself. Everyone, please mute yourself.
you can mute
It's like,
everyone if
and
you wanted to.
yes, you can just go into participants and just say mute everybody. As the host, if you're not the host, you can be like, ooh, can I mute everybody? No, you can't mute anyone but yourself. But it is useful. Now, here's the thing. After you mute them, they can unmute themselves. That's the sad thing. You can't actually you can. You can, it's in a setting. There's a setting before you do it.
Yeah, you can automatically mute people when they first come, but also you can not only say unmute a particular client or student, you can also go to a specific video and ask to unmute, and then you can mute them again.
Yeah. And there are times you might be thinking, but I'm teaching a class. Why would I want to mute everybody? Well, then you haven't taught enough classes yet then.
Yes.
But there's instances where you need to, because there's no reason for someone else to be talking at all. So that gives them the chance to make noise, crunch on potato chips, or whatever while you're talking, and it doesn't distract the other people in the class. As well as virtual backgrounds and avatars. Those can be really distracting. If I'm teaching a singing student or a student that just can't show their keyboard, or it doesn't matter at that time, I really don't care. They can put a background of whatever and make themselves a llama on the screen, and I really don't care. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but unless
If it's one person.
Yeah, but it's only like when you use a background, it allows your face. But let's say that you're taking a piano lesson and you have that background on, you'll be able to see the instrument.
Yeah.
So the teacher won't be able to see you. Or let's say that you are trying to show me something like on your iPad for some reason and you're unable to share it for whatever reason. If you have a background on, I won't be able to see it, regardless of like the angling. You'll have to turn it off, and that includes the blur, the background blur.
Oh yeah. Because the only thing it's not going to blur is a person.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, I hope that you guys found all this information useful. I know it's a lot. And again, guys.
And if there's anything anyone's listening and you want to know, it's like, but how do I do this or this? Let us know. Well,
Yeah, you can
if you can't figure it out.
Contact us like via like our Instagrams. Um, so just message us. We will answer eventually.
Yes. Eventually. That's the key. Eventually. I may
Within
not
a
update
within a
Instagram
couple
ever, but I
days.
do answer.
Within a
Yeah, but
couple
I do
days.
answer my messages, my DMs, all. Yeah.
All right. So
All
I
right.
know we both have classes right now, so we gotta get
Yep.
out of here. And until next time, we shall see you next Thursday.
Yep. See
Take
y'all.
care.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Alexa, turn off the office.